news tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Nowadays, the Malibu City Council holds a vote on the separation package for the city to become its own independent school district. Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Phil Schuman.
The Santa Monica Malibu School Board already voted last week to separate those two districts.
That vote was a major milestone for Malibu, which has spent decades trying to get local control of the schools. Let's go live to Fox 11's Ed Lascos, who's been covering that story. He's in Malibu with the latest. Ed.
And it's the big vote tonight. It is something that has been decades in the making, something that's been generations in the making, actually splitting apart the, as it's been known, the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District. Malibu, the city of, would actually get its own independent school district as all of this continues to work out. Joe, take us into the story, will you? Malibu City Hall, and they are right now, city leaders talking about how this plan would all break down. There's so many elements involved in all of this, and they still will need state approval and county approval, but it's one step at a time. Let's get to it. To the video we go. The first big step came last week when the school board, if you will, from that Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District, they voted to clear the way. So that brings us to tonight. And city leaders here in Malibu, they are talking about approving it. It's widely expected to be a unanimous approval because folks here say they've wanted it because Malibu has its own identity. And they're also saying it's a big part of rebuilding Malibu, getting the schools back here after the devastating fires. Listen to some of this reaction, will you?
And then the petition to separate was filed in 2017. So it's been a long time coming.
Can I ask you why? Because maybe the folks here felt they weren't getting a fair share?
Yeah, I mean, a community has a culture of its own. And Malibu has a very, very distinct culture. Malibu and Santa Monica, our population centers are separated by 22 miles. And we're a very sparsely populated rural community. Santa Monica is an urban community. So right there's an extreme difference in culture, difference in distance. And Malibu over time wanted to have representation.
This is just the first step in this next phase. After this, we need to seek special legislation hand in hand with the district, and then we need to seek approval at some additional approvals at the state and county level.
And now you're looking live, Malibu City Hall. First things first, the approval by city leaders here in Malibu. That's expected over the next couple of hours. That clears the way to move it on, as the deputy city attorney was telling us there just moments ago, to move it on to the next phase. A lot more approvals needed in all of this. And the biggest part of this is really the finances, the revenue, how they're going to break that down, the taxpayer revenue to support Santa Monica and, of course, to get the Malibu Independent School District that will come and get that up and running. So finances is a big part of the agreement that they're talking about inside right now.
Ed, is anybody opposing this?
Not here at this meeting. They have wanted this, Phil, as I'm sure you know, for years. There's been elections here for positions on city council where they made that a big part of their campaign, saying we want to split because we want our own identity, not thinking that we want to be busing our students, as they say at the meeting, from here in Malibu all the way over to Santa Monica. They want that break. They want that independence. So that's a big part. And interesting, one last point to all of this. Well, the approval is expected here tonight, and you have to get the other approvals. The deputy city attorney was telling me her best guess is maybe by 2029. So we're talking a few more years that they have to put all this in place, that you would actually have that split between these two cities and their school districts.
Wow, another 4 years.
Nothing happens fast.
Yeah.
Local government.
Really? My goodness.
Wow.
That doesn't show you red tape right there. There it is.
All right, Ed, thank you. Developing tonight, Skyfox over a bad truck fire on the 405 freeway in Sherman Oaks. That caused major traffic backups earlier this evening. A flatbed carrying hay caught fire. It was around 3:45, also affecting parts of the 101, and this is all near Ventura Boulevard. Firefighters put the flames out. A lot of smoke in the air, and they're telling us, despite all that, nobody was hurt.
A man is detained for painting crosswalks at dangerous intersections. He says he's been reaching out to Mayor Karen Bass's office for months to improve safety in various neighborhoods before taking matters into his own hands. Let's go live to Fox 11's Gina Silva. She's there in Westwood with more. Gina, this is getting a lot of attention.
It is getting a lot of attention, and hopefully it will pressure the city to act a little bit faster. Right behind me, you can see they almost finished all the four crosswalks. And that's when the LAPD arrived and they asked if they had a permit. They don't have a permit, and that's what got them in trouble.
Oh,
happens.
It happened on Sunday morning in Westwood. Jonathan Hale of the activist group People's Vision Zero was handcuffed, searched, and detained.
You're vandalizing city property without a permit. So I'm gonna ask y'all nicely. Y'all can record all y'all want, but back up or we'll take everybody to jail.
Since May, Hale's group has painted crosswalks across Los Angeles, saying the city ignored repeated safety requests.
In 2015, the city committed to Vision Zero, which is this idea that we were going to have 0 traffic fatalities by the year 2025, and we failed abysmally. So now we've established the People's Vision Zero to draw attention to the issue.
Well, I think that's a good thing. I mean, we walk our dog all the time and we cross crosswalks all the time. We want it to be safe for both of us and our dog and the children that live around here.
Some residents call it civic activism. Others see both sides.
On the one hand, they are taking matters into their own hands and trying to be good citizens. On the other hand, it's really not their role. The city really should be the one following up with the requests and do their due diligence.
Hale says he's emailed the mayor's office in advance about every location, but nothing changes. So the group plans to keep painting wherever they believe it's needed.
I think people's lives are on the line. If we don't work with urgency to address some of these issues, you're more likely to get hit by a car or die in traffic violence than you are to get murdered in the city of Los Angeles.
The mayor's office says they have met with Jonathan and have offered to work with him. They say they explained the rules that have to be followed, but they insist that he's the one who wants to go out and do it by himself. Now, they also tell us that the mayor is dedicated to making streets safer for everyone. Jonathan says he wants to get this thing going, and it's just taking too long. Now, regarding the detainment, he got a citation and a citation for vandalism. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, and I believe you said earlier is a $250 fine for that as well.
Well,
which apparently you don't think is much.
No, I mean, I'm sure, his group can raise the money. I mean, he's making the point that, nothing happens fast enough for a lot of people. I mean,
how many crosswalks does he do? Is this, 7 days a week that he's out there and he's doing 2 a day, or how often does this actually happen?
I don't know a number, but they have done several. And in fact, in one case, it really did prompt the city to act. And that was in Koreatown, where a child was killed. And then the city went ahead and, installed the crosswalk. So obviously, he is doing the work. And when you look at them, I don't know if you can see from here.
Yeah, you can see it.
You really can't tell the difference. They're code compliant. So why, it takes a city so long? But again, the mayor's office says there are rules that need to be followed, and that's just the way it is. And of course, for most people, it's like cut through the red tape already.
Right.
Yeah, give the guy a medal. Remember, Schwarzenegger was filling potholes in Brentwood years ago.
He got in trouble for that as well.
All right, Gina, good story. Thank you for that. We'll follow up. New tonight, fast food workers rallying in downtown LA for fair treatment and better protections. They're supporting Cesar Lopez, a Subway employee who's suing over alleged wage theft. He says he was forced to work off the clock, clean things without getting paid, and denied rest breaks.
I would come out like at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning. Yeah, it was tough. It was busy. It was a busy store, and I was working by myself.
They have to respect the workers, and the way to do it is like passing this legislation that it's going to make a huge difference, as I said, for more than 50,000 workers just here in LA.
The rally was also an effort to get the LA City Council to pass the fast food fair work law, promising predictable schedules, paid leave, and training. Advocates say 86% of California fast food workers face wage theft, while franchise owners warn that these new kinds of mandates could hurt their small businesses.
Follow up to a story we first brought you this summer, a parking space showdown in Koreatown. Earlier today, tenants of an apartment building off Kingsley tried to stop work crews from removing their parking spots so that the landlord can build additional dwelling units, also known as ADUs.
I was standing here, you came over to me, and you said, will you move? And I said, I will not be moving.
So tenants say the landlord and contractor are pushing construction forward despite an active court petition that legally requires all work to pause due to what residents call unlawful removal of tenant parking.
They literally just strong-armed us out of the way, put up this fencing, and are going to proceed with construction anyway, despite us having like a court proceeding like next month. Like, they don't care about that at all. They're just going to do whatever they want, and their answer is try and stop us. So we're out here trying to stop them. They put up fencing anyway.
All right, so tenants telling us that overnight 5 cars were towed out of the parking garage, and that fencing was put up to block cars from going in.
Synagogue is a Satan's place. Religion and your Judaism and your Talmudic. You Jews are destroying this.
Only on Fox 11, a disturbing anti-Semitic tirade. This happened in Burbank. It's gone viral in social media, but it's all not illegal. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez has the story.
Religion and your Judaism and your Talmudic.
Cell phone video of an exchange at the Burbank post office seemingly this weekend.
You Jews are destroying this country.
The video was given to the pro-Zionist organization Batar, which tells Fox 11, quote, "We've been asked at this time not to reveal the individual who provided this video to us. There are many dangerous anti-American terrorist supporters nationwide, and it is clear that Jews in California and in many other areas are in deep danger."
Your religion. Your Jews. I hope that Hitler did that.
It was so shameful. I didn't watch the video till the end. I was so embarrassed. I was so shocked.
That's the owner of Papaya Pastry in Glendale, who recognized the man as someone who worked at the bakery over a decade ago. But she started getting calls about the video this weekend.
I really understand the people who are really mad and frustrated because that video was a scandal. My customers know us, me and my son. We are not that type of people.
What happened?
I don't know. Ask him.
And that's the woman seen on the video trying to persuade the man to stop, even as he continues.
It's all that guy's fault. He's not that kind of person.
Now, keep in mind, just last week, LA County's hate crime report came out with 202 crimes targeting Jewish people reported for 2024. Now, that's a 17% decrease from 2023, but it remains the second highest number recorded against Jews in LA County. But again, there's no record of police responding to this incident, nothing illegal about it, and it is highly disturbing, but again, no arrests and not considered hate speech. In Burbank, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
Still ahead at 8, Hollywood's Power Play may not be a done deal. Netflix facing new competition in its $72 billion move to buy Warner Brothers. Now, Paramount stepping in with a hostile bid, what it could mean for streaming and the industry ahead.
Plus, some new state laws going into effect January 1st. We'll break them down for you next. Tonight, Netflix finds itself in a bidding war over Warner Brothers Discovery. Last Friday, Warner Brothers announced that big exclusive $72 billion deal, but now Paramount says it's challenging the buyout, launching what's called a hostile takeover, a hostile offer to take over the studio. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has more.
Paramount is launching a hostile takeover offer for media powerhouse Warner Brothers Discovery in an effort to outbid Netflix, which won a deal to buy the entertainment company on Friday.
We're taking our offer directly to shareholders because they deserve transparency and the ability to make an informed decision. Our proposal is superior to Netflix's in every dimension.
The offer is valued at over $108 billion, including debt. Unlike Netflix's bid, Paramount's includes cable television networks CNN and TNT. Paramount will appeal directly to Warner's shareholders, with an argument that its bid is more than what Netflix is offering, and more likely to get approval from the Trump administration.
There's no question about it. It could be a problem. They have a very big market share. And when they have Warner Brothers, you know, that share goes up a lot.
President Trump, raising questions over Netflix's offer, says he will be involved in the decision. Hollywood unions and lawmakers are raising concerns over potential job cuts and higher prices for users. Many in the industry are also wondering what the streamer's long-term theatrical release strategy would be. But Netflix says their deal would drive value for consumers and shareholders, all while strengthening the entertainment industry.
This is a rare opportunity. That's going to help us achieve our mission to entertain the world and to bring people together through great stories.
Paramount's offer will expire on January 8th unless it gets extended. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, late night host Jimmy Kimmel is sticking around for another year at least. The comedian signed a one-year extension with ABC to continue hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live through May 2027. Of course, this comes after a bit of a turbulent time for Kimmel. Remember, he faced that suspension in September following controversial remarks in the wake of the murder of Charlie Kirk. The 57-year-old first started hosting the show back in 2003, so he is now the longest tenured late-night host in the U.S. Coming up, allegedly intoxicated cruise passenger trying to kick down doors, screaming threats, ultimately subdued by security. But what happened next? His family is suing.
Developing tonight down in Orange County.
Emergency crews in Newport Beach working around the clock to contain a leaking 1920s era oil well. Methane and oil seeped into a home on Marcus Ave and 36th Street, forcing an evacuation, prompting a local emergency. A specialized drill rig is on site. They're saying it's going to last about 10 days. Residents should expect noise, street closures, and limited parking.
All right, this is for Phil. As the bad weather continues to pile on in the Midwest, some zoo animals, they're enjoying the snow. This is video from the John Ball Zoo in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where the resident otters are enjoying the winter activities. That's what otters do, right?
Well, I'm a little bit unclear as to why you say this is for me.
Because
I know, I'm just teasing.
Well, for the viewers who may not know.
For our non-regular viewers.
Right.
I just, sometimes I think we do a little too much on the cute animal stories. Hey, this is a cute animal story. I mean, I love animals as much as the next person.
It's a good transition to our weather, right? Because that's
Weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
Star, help me out of this one here.
You know, it's hard to do that, Phil.
Yeah, exactly.
but I'm going to agree with you. I love the animals too. We can place that there, and all of the snow and all the fun that they're getting across the Midwest and the East Coast and our Great Lakes. We're not seeing that over here. All of that beautiful snow. Instead, we got dry conditions. It is not feeling like we're rolling into the second week of December. Surely, we had temperatures in the 80s across some of the area today. That did place some of us about 15 degrees above our normal. As of right now, we do still continue with those mostly clear skies out there, and this is going to be the case to get us through the remainder of our day here. As we get through the rest of the start of this week, we can expect to see those temperatures continuing to peak with heat in the 80s. Here's a look at what we did today. We made out really well. 80s for the LA area. We did have some 70s, but also some 80-degree temperatures moving down along some of our coast. Long Beach saw temperatures in the 80s today. 80s across the Inland Empire, also across areas close to Oxnard. We had 80s as well across the Palm Springs area, so into our low deserts. We've already started to get rid of a lot of that heat, but don't fret yourself. It'll be back for us a lot this week. We're at 71 degrees right now in Pasadena. Feeling good in Santa Monica. I was out there not too long ago, and I didn't even feel like I needed a coat. Big different story from where we were this time last week. We're at 73 degrees in the area, 72 in Corona, 30 in Big Bear, and temperatures will continue to drop getting into your lows tonight. You'll be in the 20s. The good news is that we did get rid of some of those cold alerts, but Palmdale, Victorville, Lancaster, a lot of the Antelope Valley will continue to see those temperatures in the 30s for tonight. Our interior sections will be growing a few degrees from where we were with our lows yesterday. That means that most of us will be leaving behind the 40s, hopping into the 50s. Now, as far as our winds go across the LA area, we've been pretty quiet and calm, continuing that way through the rest of this evening, but we will have some of our canyons and passes where our gusts are expected to pick up, not just for today, but moving into tomorrow as well as the middle of this week. I will be back with a look into the heat that we're expecting to see and when it's going to peak, when it's going to end, plus your 7-day forecast. For now, back to you.
All right, Star, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we have this breaking news out of Northridge that we want to get to right now. A really nasty accident involving some teens down below. This is a live look from Skyfox, Balboa Boulevard, the 8,000 block there. A 3-vehicle crash. All the crews there on scene. We're told that one person trapped in the car that went into a tree. One car ended up on the sidewalk. There's that car right there. At least 2 people from the white, it looks like an SUV that we were showing you. 2 people taken to the hospital from there. We're hearing one is a 16-year-old, the other an 18-year-old. Of course, we'll continue to watch this and bring you any updates as we get them. But again, Balboa Boulevard in Northridge, 3-car crash here, obviously shut down and will be for some time. All right, still ahead. A man is found shot to death inside his car in Palms. This happened this morning. LAPD says the victim may have been targeted over money and jealousy. Details on this ongoing investigation still ahead.
And we're in downtown LA tonight where dozens of teens
robbed a 7-Eleven over the weekend. The latest on the investigation coming up right after this.
Across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
New tonight, an urgent investigation now underway in LA.
Dozens of teens this weekend overwhelming and robbing a 7-Eleven in broad daylight. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live in downtown LA with this most recent flash mob robbery. Matthew?
Yeah, Phil, the owner here extremely frustrated after this happened over the weekend. You can see dozens of teens outside the 7-Eleven and storming inside. The clerk basically left defenseless and lawlessness happening all around him. If you go ahead and take a look at the video, this is what Los Angeles police say that they're looking at investigating. It's being shared on Instagram, and again, a part of LAPD's investigation. It shows a flash mob robbery at this 7-Eleven off Beverly. Dozens of teens Saturday stealing merchandise and throwing items to other teens outside. LAPD says that officers responded after the clerk hit a panic button and that a masked person pointed a gun at the worker before the group ransacked the store. This just the latest in a series of these flash mob robberies at 7-Eleven locations across the city. What do you think it is, and what are these kids when they feel so empowered?
Honestly, I just think it's the lack of respect for everything and everyone. Like, nobody respects, anything or anyone, so they feel like they could get away with anything because, I mean, from what it looks like, they can.
They probably don't have the money for food. I would start there, systemically, just make sure these communities are fed.
So there are surveillance cameras all over this intersection, so police have plenty of video footage to look at for their investigation, but so far no arrests have been made. If you know anything, call LAPD. Reporting live tonight, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
We've seen this happen over and over. All right, Matthew, thank you so much.
A cruise vacation turns into a deadly trip. A passenger goes from drinking at the bar to dying in custody. And now a lawsuit's been filed. Earlier tonight, I spoke with the victim's family's attorney about what happened. One frightened passenger making this cell phone recording of another apparently intoxicated passenger. His name was Michael Virgil, using steel-toed boots. Virgil, screaming threats and profanities, tries to kick in a cruise ship door in a passageway below decks. This was December of last year when Fox 11 first reported this story.
The gentleman that was drunk said that he was going to kill us, and then he started chasing us down the hallway.
Michael Virgil, more than 6 feet and some 300 pounds, would be surrounded and subdued by Royal Caribbean security personnel, using zip ties, handcuffs, pepper spray, and their body weight. And according to this newly filed lawsuit, injecting him with at least 2 sedatives, all of which, according to the medical examiner, contributed to his death, ruled a homicide.
This is completely preventable on so many levels. The family was out for a long weekend of fun.
Attorney Kevin Haynes of the firm Kirker Garcia is suing Royal Caribbean on behalf of Virgil's fiancée and their young son, saying the cruise line is responsible for Virgil's death. Why is Royal Caribbean responsible for his death?
Not only did they overserve him with alcohol, once they determined that he needed security intervention, they set in course events that ultimately killed him. Let me be specific. The first domino that fell is that they physically restrained him with 5 people physically on top of him, which resulted in mechanical asphyxiation, which is what George Floyd suffered.
What does Royal Caribbean say about this highly publicized, controversial death? Not much. Issued a statement simply saying, "We are saddened by the passing of one of our guests. Won't be commenting any further on pending litigation." When the man who shot that original cell phone video heard about what happened to Virgil, this reaction.
I just want to give my condolences to the family, and I'm really sorry. Nobody deserves to die, especially like that.
The cause of death listed as the combined effects of mechanical asphyxia, obesity, enlarged heart, and ethanol or alcohol intoxication.
Developing tonight, police are looking for the gunman who shot and killed a man in his car outside an auto body shop in Palms. This happening right across the street from Sony Pictures Studio. Fox 11's Haley Winslow has the story.
Oh, he's still there.
Murdered inside this car just after 8 a.m. across from Sony Pictures. Sky Fox over Beverly Hills Auto Body in Culver City, where the 51-year-old man worked and died. Investigators say he was shot in the head while sitting in the driver's seat of this black CRV. They say someone walked up to the passenger side, fired multiple rounds into the Honda, and took off running.
All right, there's the broken window.
A woman driving by about a half hour later saw the aftermath, while others at work watched in horror, posting these videos on Citizen app.
That's crazy.
Bro, this is outside my office.
Can we get some more of the canopy response?
West Washington Boulevard at the body shop.
LAPD Lieutenant Sean Kinchla says detectives are still working to pinpoint the motive.
At this point, it's too early in the investigation, but we are looking at all possible reasoning for the crime.
A lady says she's the victim's girlfriend, told the media she was on the phone with him when he was murdered, and believes it stems from jealousy at work. Investigators meticulously comb the scene, marking evidence and photographing every detail. Beneath a white tent, the medical examiner removes the man's body from the vehicle, which a tow truck takes away.
In this area, there are a lot of cameras. We're hopeful that we will get some good footage, but it takes some time for our investigators to do a canvass to locate the cameras and then determine if they're working or not.
The woman who says she was his girlfriend and was on the phone with him when it happened came to the scene. She said all of a sudden he stopped responding, and that's when somebody picked up the phone and said he had been shot. If you have any information, please call LAPD's Robbery Homicide West Bureau immediately. Reporting in Culver City, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Quite a night so far. It's time to look ahead to the new year. Hurry up. The new law is set to take effect here in California. California car buyers are getting new protections. Senate Bill 766 allows consumers to return a used car within 3 days of purchase and ensures better pricing transparency. Dealers must disclose full costs up front and can no longer charge for useless add-ons like free oil changes for electric vehicles. They still hear that one?
Assembly Bill 628 is good news for renters. The law will require rental units to have a working stove and refrigerator for cooking and food storage to be considered suitable for tenants. However, this rule won't apply to certain housing types like permanent supportive housing.
Starting January 1st, stores will only be allowed to offer recycled paper bags at checkout, following a 2014 ban on single-use plastic bags. Stores can charge at least 10 cents per bag, though, with the funds going towards costs for compliance and education. Customers won't be required to buy a bag.
Another new law caps the cost of insulin at $35 for a 30-day supply for most people with state-regulated health plans. It also bans step therapy, which required patients to try other drugs first as a prerequisite for insulin coverage. The law also eliminates deductibles on insulin prescriptions for many plans.
And Assembly Bill 49 aims to protect student privacy by restricting immigration enforcement on school campuses. It would require officers to present a warrant to enter non-public areas, prevent schools from sharing student or family info without parental consent or a court order.
Well, tonight we're learning more about why Howard's Appliances shut down all of its stores unexpectedly. This is after 80 years in business. According to the Orange County Register, a notice signed by management says operations ceased on December 6th, this past Saturday, and that employees were only given a 2 days notice. Howard's website has also been taken down. Former employees are now taking to social media saying the company that bought Howard's, S5 Equity, pulled all funding. Other employees say they lost their retirement funds. We have reached out to S5 Equity for comment and have yet to hear back. The law firm representing Howard sent us this statement. It says, in part, despite our best efforts to overcome tariffs, declines in consumer spending, and other macroeconomic challenges, we have made the difficult decision to file for bankruptcy and close our doors. This was not a decision made lightly, but one that became necessary given the current economic landscape. Now, it's unclear if Howard's will still fulfill orders placed before the closure.
Coming up, 1 year after the Franklin fire tore through the Malibu community, members are pausing to remember the devastation and the recovery. What the city's reflecting on and what's changed since that night.
We had a beautiful start to this work week, and as we do get through the rest of it, we are anticipating that high pressure is really going to keep us on the warmer side. I'll have all of those details and more after this break.
Key pretrial hearings in the case of Luigi Mangione will determine what jurors will or won't see when the accused killer goes on trial for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Mangione's defense team is arguing items found in his backpack should not be allowed at trial. Fox's Connor Hansen reports.
I have a customer here that some other customers were suspicious of, that he looks like the CEO shooter from New York.
Evidence shown during a pre-trial hearing centers around Luigi Mangione's arrest at a Pennsylvania McDonald's. That followed a multi-day manhunt after the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a sidewalk in Midtown Manhattan. The court showed photos of items Mangione had in his backpack, like clothes, USB drives, and a bus ticket to Pittsburgh. Police also found a loaded handgun. Mangione's defense team is arguing those items should not be allowed at trial.
It is usually routine to search an item that a defendant has post-arrest, so there is a high likelihood that ultimately this stuff would be admissible.
The defense also wants to throw out anything Mangione said to police, claiming he wasn't properly read his rights. But legal experts say he would have had to clearly ask for a lawyer.
The only issue may be statements made while he was in custody in Pennsylvania speaking to jail guards.
Police officers who arrested and searched Mangione walked the court through the process and why they felt they did not need a warrant to go through the suspect's backpack, one testifying she was searching for a bomb. Mangione faces 9 state charges, including second-degree murder. In a separate federal case, Mangione could face the death penalty. This evidence suppression hearing could last several more days before the judge makes a ruling. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
LA County Fire is making sure you know what to do to keep you and your family safe this holiday season. The crew lighting a Christmas tree on fire, demonstrating this to show just how quickly things can turn really quickly if not careful. Experts say December is the leading month for house fires in the U.S., with more than 800 fires beginning with holiday decorations, an additional 155 sparking because of Christmas trees. Here are some tips you can practice to stay safe.
If you have a holiday tree, please keep it well watered. If you're going to go to bed, please unplug the lights from that tree. Put out any candles, turn off any space heaters, and when you go to your room, make sure that you close before you doze. So closing that door is going to keep smoke out of your room in the eventuality that a fire does start. That's going to give you extra time to get out of your house safely.
Officials say it's also important you keep those smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors charged.
Tonight, the city of Malibu is remembering the Franklin Fire 1 year later. The Franklin Fire broke out near Malibu Canyon December 9th of last year. Flames spread quickly, fanned by those winds. The fire was fully contained, but not till 9 days later. It burned more than 4,000 acres, destroying 20 structures, damaging 30 others. Tonight, the city honored those impacted by that blaze. And then, of course, a month later.
Both of the Eaton and Palisades fires. Yeah. Right now, in terms of our forecast, we have really warm weather and some of those winds.
Yeah, we do. You know, it's good to see that we do not have any of those fire-related alerts in place because of how hot it's going to be this week, but also the winds that are moving through some of our canyons and our passes.
Okay.
That could change, but I do believe that our winds will stay below a certain threshold.
Good.
So
okay.
Could be good there. But if you enjoyed the weather today, get ready for more of it, because we are anticipating that our heat is expected to peak tomorrow through at least Thursday. Here's a look across the country right now. While we are dealing with beautiful weather here across SoCal, we got some, I'd say, wintry mix moving across the Midwest, headed towards the Great Lakes. Over on the East Coast as well, we do have the Carolinas seeing some light wintry precip. Off to the north of us, the Pacific Northwest, they continue to see wet weather after wet weather, day after day, because we do have a system sitting to the south of them, the same system impacting our warm and dry pattern, keeping all of the wet weather away from us and towards the north. And as we do get through the rest of this evening, obviously we are going to be dry and warm, just as you've seen there. We do also have beautiful skies out there, mostly clear to get through the remainder of our Monday here. So the warming trend, it is in place. Just as you heard me say, we will see that heat peak tomorrow, likely to move through our Thursday, where a lot of our temperatures Lows will be in the 70s as well as the 80s. LA, for instance, we came 14 degrees above our normal for today. And of course, we talked about those winds. Most of our winds should be impacting our canyons during some of our morning hours. And I looked into it. It will flow into tomorrow as well as our Wednesday. Here's a look at that 14-degree difference. 82 degrees for LA today. Yesterday, we came in at 78, and on Saturday, we were even cooler than that. So progressively getting warm around here. Our normal 68 degrees, and I'm not complaining. I enjoy a little bit of the heat, and if you're someone that enjoys it as well, just as I said, it's going to be here through at least the rest of this work week. We are under beautiful skies, temperatures at 61 degrees, winds moving out of the north, so fairly calm there across the LA area. Here's a look at how low we are into expected to dip tonight. 50s returning along our coast. LA will be in the low 50s up along that I-5 corridor. It is going to be nice to see some 40s back on the map because they also had some cold weather alerts at the end of last week. This was the case across our high deserts as well. As you can see, temperatures getting really close to that sub-freezing mark. Low 30s, Victorville in the 30s, our mountains remaining in the 20s, and of course our low deserts will see temperatures in the 50s. So I'm going to roll this. You'll see we're getting through the week here where we do have high pressure at least in place to see us through the rest of our weekdays here. And then as we get into this weekend, we have a secondary system due to move in here, and this will drop those temperatures just a little bit, just a smidge. Here's a look at what we're expecting to get out of the door tomorrow, the 8 o'clock hour, LA in the upper 50s. By the back half of the morning, we will already have gotten past our highs for the day, where we are typically at. Reminder, 68 degrees is where we're usually at. We are expecting to get in the 80s for the LA area tomorrow. I'm going to show you what comes after tomorrow. Wednesday into Thursday, more of those warmer temperatures on the map, and then it will not be until, again, we get closer into the weekend that we start to see those temperatures getting back to right around where they are typically at for this time of the year. Back to you.
All right, Star, thank you. We still have more news ahead at 8.
But first, here's a bit of a preview of what's coming up when I join you at 9.
Yeah, the clock is ticking on Capitol Hill to figure out a compromise on health care. We'll have the latest as millions of subscribers wait to see if their premiums jump dramatically beginning in January.
Plus, a great activity for the kiddies this week, and the best part, it's free as I head at 9. Golden Globe nominations came out today. One movie dominated the day.
Need you, brother. Sensei, please.
Courage, Bob. Courage.
Courage. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei.
One battle after another scored a total of 9 nominations, including Best Picture, Director, and 5 acting nods, followed by Sinners with 7 nominations and Hamnet with 6. Frankenstein and Wicked for Good tied at 5 nominations apiece. However, Wicked was also considered one of the biggest snubs, wasn't nominated for Best Picture or Best Director. On the small screen, White Lotus came out on top with 6 nominations, followed by Adolescence with 5, Only Murders in the Building and Severance with 4. The 83rd annual Golden Globes, hosted by comedian Nikki Glaser, airs Sunday, January 11th on CBS and streams on Paramount+.
Well, if you're looking for your next workout, there's a new fitness concept getting some buzz in Santa Monica. Fox 11's Brooke Thomas, she's at Move Studios, where rebounder workouts, Pilates, and yoga all come together.
Hey there, I am excited to introduce you to a local woman, a business owner. It's a really cool business. You can see a bit of it behind me. And it all started with a vision board and also, just of course, a love for your daughter. Gina, thanks for being here with us. First of all, talk to me about this. So you just kind of had this dream, something you wanted to do, something you wanted to show your child, right?
Yes, thank you for being here. I love working out. And I wanted to create a space where I could do Pilates and yoga and then a little bit of cardio together. So it's attainable. We have classes all throughout the day. And I also wanted all the classes to be different. So you'll never show up and do the same class over and over again. You don't get bored.
That's so cool. And again, I want to touch on the fact that you put this on your vision board and you made it happen. What was that like? What were you looking for to, cut out and glue to a piece of cardboard?
My girlfriend kept telling me, put a vision board together. So I finally put a vision board together. I had different parts of it, and half of it was owning my own business and working with women and being able to maybe help women, make their dream. For instance, we have some new instructors that have never taught before, and we like to work with them and really help them grow and move on to go wherever they want to go.
Oh, I love that. Okay, and so here at this studio, you have Pilates classes, yoga, and this mini trampoline. Yes. I'm going to try this.
Yes.
And I'm going to do okay. It's fun.
You're going to do great.
That's what working out is all about, right? It's fun. Okay, so let's see. So are we coming up? Okay, we're coming up there. We're ready. Okay, so no, I'm going to hold it. My photographer's trying to grab the mic. No, I can do this. Okay. So I've been told till I jump down. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have given up the mic because I'm going to be breathing hard. Here's the thing. I'm going to try this. I'm going to send things back to you in the studio. You just need to know they have an introductory first class for $25. But if you want to do this, $249 for their monthly membership, and you can take unlimited classes. So basically, you could come every day and take a different class and breathe like this. Okay. So arms back. Oh.
Good for Brooke. All right, now you know. Students at Willard Elementary in Pasadena got a holiday surprise to brighten their year. This morning, the helpful Honda free holiday treats truck brought joy and wellness to more than 100 students, many impacted by the January fires. There was a surprise dance workshop. Kids also took home board games and some holiday treats. We love the helpful Honda people.
Nicely done. They do lots of great activities.
I love it.
Yeah.
Spread joy on a Monday, especially.
We need it. All right, don't go anywhere. We're not done yet.
Yes, LA Live News Tonight continues at 9 o'clock with Phil Schumann. That's coming up right after the break.
across SoCal. This is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
And good evening, everyone. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Phil Schuman. We're following breaking news out of Northridge in the San Fernando Valley. A 3-car crash, Skyfox Live over Balboa Boulevard. 4 people have been hospitalized. One's a 16-year-old, another an 18-year-old. Of course, they're trying to determine what caused that crash. Tonight, the Malibu City Council holding a vote on the separation package for the city to become its own independent school district. The vote was a major milestone for Malibu, which has spent decades literally trying to get local control of the schools and split up from Santa Monica Unified School District. Let's go live to Fox 11's Ed Lascos in Malibu, who's covering this one. Ed.
Yeah, Phil, that vote happening just moments ago, a unanimous vote, something that supporters of this have waited decades for, generations for, finally getting it tonight. A unanimous vote to split from the Santa Monica Unified School District. In any event, let's get to it. Joe, take us into it. Malibu City Hall, they're still in there, city leaders talking about different parts of this plan, the revenue sharing part of the plan, but the approval, the rubber stamping, really the big part of it. To the video we go, check it, the long-standing Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District now at its end. This has been something that they've been working on. They've been protesting. We've covered it through the years. And finally, the break in the dam came last week when the school board itself gave its approval, and then they needed city approval. They got that tonight with folks here really backing their city leaders, saying they fought for this, and it's a chance now for Malibu to start rebuilding. You know, they would hit hard by those fires, and especially the Palisades fire almost a year ago. So they're saying, how do you rebuild a community? With schools, and that's a big part of it. Listen to some of this reaction.
And then the petition to separate was filed in 2017. So it's been a long time coming.
Can I ask you why? Because maybe the folks here felt they weren't getting a fair share?
Yeah, I mean, a community has a culture of its own. And Malibu has a very, very distinct culture. Malibu and Santa Monica, our population centers are separated by 22 miles. And we're a very sparsely populated rural community. Santa Monica is an urban community. So right there's an extreme difference in culture, difference in distance. And Malibu over time wanted to have representation.
This is just the first step in this next phase. After this, we need to seek special legislation hand in hand with the district, and then we need to seek approval some additional approvals at the state and county level.
And now you're looking live, so it's going to take some time to get that approvals. But when you talk about the fire, we all remember the Palisades fire. But remember, in Malibu, there was a Franklin fire, and that was a month before the Palisades fire. What a year that turned out to be. Remember when that fire, the Franklin fire, came down, threatened even City Hall, the hillside right here. So they were honoring a lot of the firefighters and first responders with that tonight. But when you talk about this deal, the big part of it that they're still working out is the revenue sharing, the property tax that has to be now broken up and split between Malibu to support the new independent school district here and also Santa Monica. So they're still working a lot of ends, and Phil, there's still a lot of legislative approval that has to come with all of this too.
I know there's not like a simple answer to this, but like what took so long?
Government. I laugh because that's what the folks inside were laughing about, saying we wanted this for so long. And maybe even a more serious vein, it was really the finances involved. You know, there was a lot of funding that comes from the state and from the feds. The school districts had to deal with that, Santa Monica having to deal with that loss of funding as well. So I think that was a big part of it. But finally, interestingly, though, when you ask what took so long, the deputy city attorney here was telling me that maybe final approval with all of this, as the winds are really blasting through Malibu here tonight, maybe 2029 is when all of this might be a really done deal, you know?
I have a feeling we'll be reporting on this like forever. All right, Ed, thanks for that update. Talking about those winds, it's time to check in with meteorologist Star Harvey. You saw what Ed was talking about there, Star. What do you make of that?
Yeah, you know, we do have some winds kicking up across some of the area. We do have wind advisories in place. Those are all the way out towards the west of LA, but we do have some active winds, and we'll get to that. Here's a look at what most of us are dealing with this week. We are talking warm and dry conditions. We also do have that offshore flow, mostly going to impact our canyons during our morning hours. As of right now, across the LA area, we're a little calmer in the wind department, but temperatures temperature-wise, we're at 61 degrees right now. Up in Porter Ranch, slightly milder, 71. San Bernardino coming in at 57, and San Pedro, it's not feeling too bad out there either. We have temperatures in the 60s. Now, here's a look at what we may see our reporters out there dealing with. We do have winds kicking up at about 19 miles per hour across the Malibu area. So likely what we had Ed talking about. Otherwise, our winds are moving fairly calm at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Shifting gears into tonight, temperatures falling into the 30s for some of us off to the north, the Antelope Valley, our mountains in the 20s. Locally, we'll see those temperatures or feel those temperatures in the mid 50s for a lot of us. We do have warmer temperatures headed this way. I'll have that coming up. For now, Phil, back to you.
All right, thank you, Star. Appreciate that. Developing tonight, Skyfox over a huge truck fire earlier today on the 405 freeway. This is in Sherman Oaks. Major traffic backups. A truck carrying hay caught fire. This is about 3:45. It also impacted parts of the 101 freeway at Ventura Boulevard. Firefighters extinguished the flames, though. Heavy smoke in the air earlier this evening. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Tonight, police are looking for the gunman who shot and killed a man sitting in his car outside an auto body shop in L.A. Happened right across the street from Sony Pictures Studio. Fox 11's Haley Winslow reports on that.
Oh, he's still there.
Murdered inside this car just after 8 a.m. across from Sony Pictures. Skyfox over Beverly Hills Auto Body in Culver City, where the 51-year-old man worked and died. Investigators say he was shot in the head while sitting in the driver's seat of this black CRV. They say someone walked up to the passenger side, fired multiple rounds into the Honda, and took off running.
All right, there's the broken window.
A woman driving by about a half hour later saw the aftermath, while others at work watched in horror, posting these videos on Citizen app.
That's crazy.
Bro, this is outside my office.
Can we get some more of the canopy response?
West Washington Boulevard at the body shop.
LAPD Lieutenant Sean Kinchla says detectives are still working to pinpoint the motive.
At this point, it's too early in the investigation, but we are looking at all possible reasoning for the crime.
A lady says she's the victim's girlfriend, told the media she was on the phone with him when he was murdered, and believes it stems from jealousy at work. Investigators meticulously comb the scene, marking evidence and photographing every detail. Beneath a white tent, the medical examiner removes the man's body from the vehicle, which a tow truck takes away.
In this area, there are a lot of cameras. We're hopeful that we will get some good footage, but it takes some time for our investigators to do a canvass to locate the cameras and then determine if they're working or not.
The woman who says she was his girlfriend and was on the phone with him when it happened came to the scene. She said all of a sudden he stopped responding, and that's when somebody picked up the phone and said he had been shot. If you have any information, please call LAPD's Robbery Homicide West Bureau immediately. Reporting in Culver City, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Senator is a Satan's place. Religion.
Only on Fox 11, a disturbing anti-Semitic tirade at a Burbank post office going viral on social media. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez tells us what happened.
Religion and your Judaism and your all
Cell phone video of an exchange at the Burbank post office seemingly this weekend.
You Jews are destroying this country.
The video was given to the pro-Zionist organization Batar, which tells Fox 11, quote, "We've been asked at this time not to reveal the individual who provided this video to us. There are many dangerous anti-American terrorist supporters nationwide, and it is clear that Jews in California and in many other areas are in deep danger."
Your religion. Your Jews. I hope that Hitler did
It was so shameful. I didn't watch the video till the end. I was so embarrassed. I was so shocked.
That's the owner of Papaya Pastry in Glendale, who recognized the man as someone who worked at the bakery over a decade ago. She started getting calls about the video this weekend.
I really understand the people who are really mad and frustrated because that video was a scandal. My customers know us, me and my son. We are not that type of people.
What happened?
I don't know. Ask him.
And that's the woman seen on the video trying to persuade the man to stop, even as he continues.
Sweetheart!
It's all that guy's fault. He's not that kind of person.
Now, keep in mind, just last week, LA County's hate crime report came out with 202 crimes targeting Jewish people reported for 2024. Now, that's a 17% decrease from 2023, but it remains the second highest number recorded against Jews in LA County. But again, there's no record of police responding to this incident, nothing illegal about it, and it is highly disturbing, but again, no arrests and not considered hate speech. In Burbank, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
Citizen video shows an early morning police pursuit that ends in a two-vehicle hit and run. CHP says the pursuit began on the southbound 710 near Firestone. It's a black Dodge Challenger that was wanted for speeding. Ground units canceled pursuit when they were notified after a traffic accident on the 12,000 block of Atlantic. The CHP says the suspect took off after that crash. And tonight, the LAPD investigating yet another home burglary at a mansion in Bel Air. This was last Friday night on Roscommare Road. Apparently, 4 masked intruders were in and out in about 7 minutes. They stole a safe and other valuables. No one was home. Residents say they arrived about 15 minutes later, saw the broken glass. Thieves made their getaway in a Dodge Challenger. One of them could be heard on security video saying, "Devon, where are you going?" Governor Newsom's SAFE task force is tackling homelessness in Long Beach. Last week, the task force worked with local officials to clear a dangerous encampment near the 91 and 710 freeways. 25 people, 8 pets were moved into a newly opened state-funded Home Key shelter, which offers interim housing and supportive services. The SAFE task force, launched in August, focuses specifically on clearing encampments on state property in major cities. Newsom says California is investing unprecedented resources to address this, with programs like Home Key creating 16,000 housing units statewide since 2019. The clock ticking on Capitol Hill to figure out a compromise on health care. If no agreement can be reached to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies, millions will see their premiums jump dramatically in January. Fox's Connor Hansen reports.
There's a certain point where you're like, wow, how important is it if I'm going to pay $1,000 a month?
Affordable Care Act subsidies expire at the end of the year. The healthcare research nonprofit KFF found most enrollees say they would support an extension and would likely blame Republicans if that doesn't happen. Later this week, the Senate will vote on a Democrat-led measure extending subsidies for 3 years with no other changes. It's unlikely to pass.
Republicans have no plan. They are so divided between themselves they can't even put a plan together. We Democrats do have a plan.
Democrats want to make the insurance companies rich. They're all paid off by the insurance companies.
The Trump administration has always been critical of Obamacare, and the president has said he'd rather see funds go straight to people to spend on health care. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says his Republicans can only support a plan that includes reforms to the program.
Republicans have made it very clear that we would like to work with Democrats to address the affordability of health care and find solutions that actually reduce costs.
Some Republicans are working on compromises for a shorter extension that also addresses fraud and includes things like health savings accounts.
We're working on bipartisan solutions that can actually pass. Just throwing more money at insurance companies means costs just keep going up. That doesn't solve the problem.
So far, none of the GOP proposals are scheduled for a vote. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Still ahead here at 9, family fun on the slopes this week. Kids can hit the mountain for free. We'll have all the details on that one next. Developing tonight in Newport Beach, crews working around the clock to contain a leaking oil well. Methane and oil seeped into a home on Marcus Ave and 36th Street, forcing an evacuation and an emergency declaration. A drill rig is on site with operations expected to last 10 days. Expect noise, street closures, and limited parking. If you're looking for something to do with your kids this week, children 12 and under can hit the slope for free at Snow Summit and Bear Mountain. Children can get a complimentary lift ticket. No adult ticket is required through December 12th. Just bring proof of your age, and of course the parents have to be there to supervise. Snow Valley is closed, but both Snow Summit and Bear Mountain are open daily.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
Star Harvey, back with more.
Yeah, we're taking a live look right over the Mount Wilson area, so completely different view than what a lot of us are seeing, but also feeling up in our mountains. Dry conditions out there, but also mostly clear skies. That's going to be the picture here on our satellite and radar as well. Dry conditions out there today. We had a beautiful setup. In fact, LA, we came in with our temperatures in the 80s. We turned out about 15 degrees above where we are typically at for our seasonal numbers. 80s across the Inland Empire, stretched all the way down east towards our low deserts as well. If you were in the Santa Clarita area, we had some 70s on the map, and then our high deserts still saw those temperatures in the 60s, upper 60s for the Lancaster Palmdale area. Our coastline saw temperatures in the 70s for this Monday as well. Now, we do have an air quality alert in place. This has been going on for the last several days, and we are expecting that it will continue through tomorrow morning. As of now, the National Weather Service has extended it until 11:30 tomorrow morning. All of the blue highlighted region here is going to be under a mandatory wood burning ban. Off to the west of us, here's a look into our wind advisory. So the San Luis Obispo area moving through Santa Maria up as far as the Paso Robles area. We could see our winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. This also goes until tomorrow morning. A reminder that that's all it takes for those unsecured items to be blown around. Also, those wind gusts strong enough to bring down tree limbs and also possibly impact your power line. So watch for that. Otherwise, temperatures right now, we've dropped to 59 degrees in LA, as well as Chino. Manhattan Beach coming in at 65 degrees, up towards Porter Ranch 70, and Malibu here at 68 degrees right now. Now, Malibu getting a kick out there with those winds moving out of their northerly direction, 19 miles per hour. Otherwise, pretty quiet across the area, moving at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Kicking up locally, we could also see our winds across some of our passes with their offshore flow through this week. Most of our mornings, our canyons could be impacted with those winds being quite breezy out there. Shifting gears into tonight, we will have our mountains dipping down into the 20s. Our Victorville, Palmdale, Lancaster, Antelope Valley, Quartz Hill, Acton, your temperatures will be in the 30s. Across our interior sections, we'll be doing a little bit better than what we did see last night. So we'll be bringing it up a few degrees. We did see 40s yesterday, lows tonight going down into the 50s. A lot of wet weather continuing across the Pacific Northwest, just plummeting into the area. Now, high pressure locally across our area here is what is keeping us dry, but also on the warmer side and keeping all of that wet weather off to the north of us. It's not allowing for it to move here into our region. That is going to be the case through most of this week. I'll be back with how hot we're expecting to get and when this heat is expected to peak. For now, Phil, back to you.
All right, Star, thank you. Coming up here, the latest on President Trump's plan to deal with the rise of artificial intelligence. That's next. We still don't know if the president or the Trump administration plan to regulate the use of artificial intelligence. But the president said there's at least one move he won't allow, and that is state and local officials passing their own plans. Fox's Jared Halpern has more from the White House.
President Trump is promising a new executive order aimed at regulating artificial intelligence. It all goes back to the One Big Beautiful Bill, which contained a ban on AI regulation at the state level. Lawmakers took that out after bipartisan concerns about safety. Now President Trump says he'll push for a new national standard, writing on social media, quote, "We are beating all countries at this point in the race, but that won't last long if we are going to have 50 states, many of them bad actors, involved in rules and the approval process." The White House says it's about making sure local lawmakers don't stifle innovation.
There are some states that want to regulate these companies within an inch of their lives, and then when they make a misstep, fine the heck out of them. That's a game that President Trump isn't going to allow people to play.
But safety advocates and state lawmakers say that's the wrong move. Hundreds of organizations sent letters to Congress last month raising alarms about the possibility that a ban on regulation could help big tech companies avoid liability. And some experts say it will be extremely difficult to enforce regulations on the national level because the technology is evolving so quickly.
We don't necessarily have the technological means to do all these things. And it's nice to talk about regulations, but no one actually gives a solid plan of how it actually should be done.
President Trump is expected to sign that new executive order later this week. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Coming up, we're in downtown L.A. tonight where authorities are investigating another flash mob robbery. Dozens of teens robbing a 7-Eleven. The latest on the investigation next.
Plus, an activist arrested for painting his own crosswalk say the city of L.A. left him no choice. Tonight, it's a street safety standoff.
across SoCal. This is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
New tonight, investigators looking for help after dozens of teens over the weekend overwhelmed and robbed a 7-Eleven, and it happened in the middle of the day. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live in downtown LA with what happened to this most recent flash mob robbery. Matthew.
Well, tonight, Phil, police are looking through all that surveillance video and cell phone video, trying to identify the thieves in this video, and you can see it. It looks like just a group of bees trying to swarm in around this 7-Eleven. Go ahead and take a look at the video. You can see this was being shared publicly on Instagram and is now being used by LAPD for their investigation. It shows a flash mob robbery at the 7-Eleven off of Beverly. Dozens of teens Saturday stealing merchandise and throwing items outside to other teens. LAPD says officers responded after the clerk hit a panic alarm and that a masked person pointed a gun at the worker before the group ransacked the store. This is just the latest in a series of flash mob robberies at 7-Eleven locations across the city. What do you think it is, and what are these kids when they feel so empowered?
Honestly, I just think it's the lack of respect for everything and everyone. Like, nobody respects, anything or anyone, so they feel like they could get away with anything because, from what it looks like, they can.
They probably don't have the money for food. I would start there, systemically, just make sure these communities are fed.
So far, no arrests have been made in this case, but there's a ton of video out there. But if you recognize anyone or have any information, call police. Reporting live downtown tonight, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
You had two excellent, thoughtful comments there in that story, both a little bit different, but those were good, thought-provoking interviews.
Yeah, a couple of different opinions out there. We also were going to mention Prop 36 coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. Earlier this year, District Attorney Nathan Hogman brought that up, meeting local business owners from 7-Elevens, talking about this very issue. It's actually improved this year, but you think back to last year, we saw these happening all over the city.
Remind us of what Prop 36 was again?
Yeah, that was to increase penalties for thefts across the city, punishments.
All right.
Actually, the state. Yeah.
Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate it. All right, new at 9. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is asking for help finding 3 missing children. 11-year-old Kenneth Jones III, along with Zachary Vega and Jake Belvin, were last seen today on West Cypress Street. This is out in San Dimas. Kenneth, 4'8", 75 pounds, brown hair and eyes, wearing a red hoodie and gray jacket. Obviously, authorities are concerned for their safety. The San Dimas Sheriff's Station or Crime Stoppers, that's who to call. New details tonight. A father saves his 7-year-old son after their kayak capsized on Lake Paris, but he tragically lost his own life. The incident happened over the weekend near Moreno Beach. Apparently, neither one, the father or the son, was wearing a life jacket, though one was on board the kayak. Rescuers found the boy clinging to his father, who apparently kept him afloat until help arrived. The father dead at the hospital, the boy still recovering. Everyone is urged to wear life jackets when you're on the water. And LA County's DA says he will not seek the death penalty for 19-year-old Robert Barcelo. He's accused of killing General Hospital actor Johnny Wachter. You remember that highly publicized case last year when Wachter was shot while confronting a group trying to steal his car's catalytic converter. Barcelo, charged with murder and attempted robberies, pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he still could face life in prison without parole. A vacation takes a devastating turn when a passenger goes from drinking at the bar to dying in custody of the ship. Now, a new lawsuit has been filed. I spoke with the family's attorney tonight to learn more about what happened. One frightened passenger making this cell phone recording of another apparently intoxicated passenger. His name was Michael Virgil, using steel-toed boots. Virgil, screaming threats and profanities, tries to kick in a cruise ship door in a passageway below decks. This was December of last year when Fox 11 first reported this story.
The gentleman that was drunk said that he was going to kill us, and then he started chasing us down the hallway.
Michael Virgil, more than 6 feet and some 300 pounds, would be surrounded and subdued by Royal Caribbean security personnel, using zip ties, handcuffs, pepper spray, and their body weight. And according to this newly filed lawsuit, injecting him with at least 2 sedatives, all of which, according to the medical examiner, contributed to his death
ruled a homicide.
This is completely preventable on so many levels. The family was out for a long weekend of fun.
Attorney Kevin Haynes of the firm Kirker Garcia is suing Royal Caribbean on behalf of Virgil's fiancée and their young son, saying the cruise line is responsible for Virgil's death. Why is Royal Caribbean responsible for his death?
Not only did they overserve him with alcohol, once they determined that he needed security intervention, they set in course events that ultimately killed him. Let me be specific. The first domino that fell is that they physically restrained him with 5 people physically on top of him, which resulted in mechanical asphyxiation, which is what George Floyd suffered.
What does Royal Caribbean say about this highly publicized, controversial death? Not much. Issued a statement simply saying, "We are saddened by the passing of one of our guests. Won't be commenting any further on pending litigation." When the man who shot that original cell phone video heard about what happened to Virgil, this reaction.
I just want to give my condolences to the family, and I'm really sorry. Nobody deserves to die, especially like that.
So the cause of death in this case listed as the combined effects of mechanical asphyxia, it's called, obesity, enlarged heart, and ethanol intoxication. Tonight, a former U.S. postal worker in Torrance has been sentenced to more than 5 years in prison. Mary Ann McDammit admitted to stealing checks and credit cards, using them for luxury purchases, vacations. She even flaunted her crimes online. Police found nearly 135 stolen cards, treasury checks, and actually a ghost gun in her home. A man's detained for painting crosswalks at dangerous intersections. He says he's been reaching out to Mayor Karen Bass in Los Angeles for months to try to improve safety in various neighborhoods, and just took matters into his own hands. Fox 11's Gina Silva reports from Westwood.
Well, it happens. It happened on Sunday morning in Westwood. Jonathan Hale of the activist group People's Vision Zero was handcuffed, searched, and detained.
You vandalize the city property without a permit, so I'm gonna ask y'all nicely. Y'all can record all y'all want, but back up, or we'll take everybody to jail.
Since May, Hale's group has painted crosswalks across Los Angeles, saying the city ignored repeated safety requests.
In 2015, the city committed to Vision Zero, which is this idea that we were going to have 0 traffic fatalities by the year 2025, and we failed abysmally. So now we've established the People's Vision Zero to draw attention to the issue.
Oh, I think that's a good thing. I mean, we walk our dog all the time and we cross crosswalks all the time. We want it to be safe for both of us and our dog and the children that live around here.
Some residents call it civic activism. Others see both sides.
On the one hand, they are taking matters into their own hands and trying to be good citizens. On the other hand, it's really not their role. The city really should be the one following up with the requests and do their due diligence.
Hale says he's emailed the mayor's office in advance about every location, but nothing changes. So the group plans to keep painting wherever they believe it's needed.
I think people's lives are on the line. If we don't work with urgency to address some of these issues, you're more likely to get hit by a car or die in traffic violence than you are to get murdered in the city of Los Angeles.
The mayor's office says they met with Jonathan, explained the rules, and offered to work with him, but they say he has decided to work on his own. They also expressed that the mayor is committed to making streets safer for everyone. Now, regarding the detainment, he was released and he was cited for vandalism, which carries a $250 fine. Reporting from Westwood, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
All right, time once again to check in with meteorologist Star Harvey. I think I said, is it possible it said 84 degrees on my car temperature this afternoon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, LA, we saw those temperatures in the lower 80s. Phil, that put a lot of us about 15 degrees above where we're typically at for this year. And if you enjoyed it, we got more of it parading across our week here. Wanted to touch on some of our wintry weather. We are in the second week of December, and it is moving across not just the Midwest, but also moving into the Great Lakes. And we do have some of it down the eastern seaboard. As for us here on the West Coast, most of our wet weather holding off to the Pacific Northwest. Northwest. So Portland, Seattle, it's been day after day, and it does continue for this week. Why? Because we do have a high pressure system. This system is keeping all of this wet weather away from us. But again, the wet weather continuously across those areas. We, with the help of this high pressure system, will remain on the warm as well as the dry side. By warmth, we are expecting our temperatures to be in the 70s and the 80s for the bulk of this week. Right now, we are under beautiful skies out there and do anticipate to remain mostly clear through the rest of this evening. Now, the warming trend, it is, if you haven't caught on, going to be in place through the rest of this week. We are expecting it to peak by tomorrow and then Wednesday as well as Thursday, where temperatures could reach up to the 80s for some of us, like what Phil and I felt today. Also, we'll have that offshore flow, and that's going to impact some of our winds moving through the canyons during our morning hours. And then we do have some localized areas that have already seen winds picking up through this evening. Yesterday, to finish out the weekend, we hit the upper 70s, and that just indication for where we were headed today. Today, we hit 82 degrees for the LA area. Our normal 68, 14-degree difference there, and we do get more of this, as you heard me say, the peak of that starting tomorrow. As of right now, beautiful skies out there, mostly clear. You can look up and see some stars depending on where you are. 59 degrees right now in LA, and we are on the calmer side when it comes to those winds pushing out of their northerly direction about 3 miles per hour. We will have to reset getting into our lows tonight for some of the area, and by reset, I mean we are dropping it low across some of our high deserts, but also our mountains. As we take a look across our interior section, we do have a lot more of the 40s and 50s on the map there. High pressure is in command through this week. We arrive at this weekend, we will have a secondary system moving in, and this will allow our temperatures to get right back to where they are typically at for this time of the year. Some of us getting out the door to do what we got to do early morning. Note that by 8 o'clock, we will be back into the upper 50s. By the 10 a.m. hour, temperatures getting into the 70s. That will already have put us past where we're typically at in the LA area for the afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll have another day where our temperatures are expected to be in the lower 80s. Here's a look at our map. A lot of 80s depending on where you are. 84 in Ontario. We'll have some 70s still streaming along the coast, to 77 in Manhattan Beach, and also some upper 70s in the Long Beach area. Past that, we do see our temperatures for the middle of the week still in the upper 70s to low 80s. As I said, that system parting us by the time we get to this weekend. That will allow for our skies to be a mix of sun and clouds, but also we will have our temperatures getting back to right around where they should be for this time of the year. Phil.
All righty, we enjoy it. Thank you. Why is Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene stepping away from politics? She reveals tonight the chilling threats that she's faced in the reaction from President Trump. Plus, they're calling it a stunning power play in Hollywood. Paramount tries to rip Warner Brothers away from Netflix with what's termed a hostile bid, and is now pulling in the president. But first, the moment you've been waiting for, a live look at the snowman camp. This is in tiny Gaylord, Michigan, northern part of the state, where right now it's a chilly 19 degrees. Developing tonight, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene opening up about her decision to leave Congress on 60 Minutes, saying she's received 700 death threats, calls, and emails. She's also shared that her family has faced countless online threats and officers are keeping watch over her home.
President Trump called me a traitor. I got a pipe bomb threat on my house, and then I got several direct death threats on my son. The subject line for the direct death threats on my son was his words, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Those are death threats directly fueled by President Trump. I told him, I told J.D. Vance, I told them all, sent those directly to them. Response? J.D. Vance replied back to me, we'll look into it. I got response back from President Trump that I will keep private, but it wasn't very nice.
President Trump is now slamming that interview on Truth Social, calling Greene, quote, a low IQ traitor, and accusing CBS News of worsening under their new ownership. And tonight, a stunning power move in Hollywood is taking another major turn. Paramount has launched a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. This just days after Netflix announced their own multi-billion-dollar buyout. Variety executive editor Michael Schneider joined Marla Tejas at 6 p.m. to make sense of it all.
Let me just start with, what is a hostile takeover bid? What does that mean?
I know, it sounds very violent.
It does.
Right? It basically means that at this point, Paramount Skydance is bypassing management. They're bypassing the board and going directly to stockholders, to shareholders, and saying, we think we have a better deal. We think you should align with us, even though your management has agreed to do a deal with Netflix. So they've basically come in and sort of tossed things right up into the air, making for a pretty interesting day.
Yeah, really. So essentially they're cutting a step. They're just going straight to it here. You want us, and Paramount, by the way, offering more money than Netflix. So there is a difference in these offers. Is one deal better for Hollywood than the other?
They're both terrible for Hollywood. Let's be clear. This is not going to be good either way. Whenever you have a merger like this or an acquisition, there are jobs to be lost. There's efficiencies to be had, which means fewer productions. Each side, of course, will say that they have the better deal, that they are willing to do more productions, more movies. Paramount argues that Netflix isn't going to put movies to the theaters anymore. Netflix disagrees. There's also the question of monopoly. But then again, if Netflix takes over, then what happens to HBO Max? But if Paramount takes over, what happens to Warner Brothers, the studio? Again, that's why both sides have a lot to remain desired.
But will one for sure happen? Meaning, will the DOJ or FTC, this requires their approval, so surely they will choose one of the deals?
You never know. With this administration in particular, it's been very volatile. And, the question is, what does the Trump administration think? They've been kind of vocal so far in saying that the Netflix deal wouldn't be good, but I'm not sure they think the Paramount deal would be good either. But of course, both sides have been lobbying the Trump administration. Trump is close with the Ellison family, which owns Paramount Skydance. But Ted Sarandos, the head of Netflix, just had a great meeting with the White House the other day. So it also comes down to a question of who lobbies this administration better.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow. Does this simply come down to who has Trump's ear more, or who Trump favors more personally?
Possibly who has the last conversation with Trump, who also perhaps has a better deal for the Trump administration, who has maybe a gold bar that they bring to the White House and dangles it in front of this administration's nose. Anything is possible right now. This is uncharted territory. So this is going to make for a fascinating 2026. It's going to keep me very, very busy.
Now, when you said outright that this is just bad for Hollywood, either one, I mean, you're very adamant about that. There's zero silver lining as far as you're concerned?
It's always tough to say zero silver lining, but it's hard to see right now. This is an industry that's already going through a lot of pain over the past year. There have been a lot of layoffs. Paramount Skydance, for example, when that merger happened, lost about 1,000 jobs. And we've seen production continue to leave Los Angeles and California for other regions. And the idea of perhaps fewer jobs here in Southern California, fewer jobs in this industry, are cause for real concern.
Yeah, and lastly, let me just get this in there for the consumer too. This could mean higher ticket prices, higher prices overall.
That's a big question of, what kind of, if you do have some of the streaming services merge, then, consumers could argue, well, hey, that's one less streaming service I have to pay for. But that doesn't mean that streaming service that survives doesn't suddenly jack up the prices for the remaining streaming service. So, and then the question of what kind of movies will end up in movie theaters? Will I still be able to watch Warner Brothers films in theaters? Big question.
Wow, there are so many questions. Fascinating conversation. We appreciate you again for taking the time out. Variety Executive Editor Michael Schneider, thank you so much.
Jimmy Kimmel, remember that name? He's sticking around. The late-night host signs a one-year extension with ABC, keeping him on the air through May of 2027 at least. Bit of a rocky few months for him. You remember that suspension back in September over controversial remarks in the wake of the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Kimmel is now 57, has been hosting since 2003, so that makes him the longest-running late-night host in the U.S. Looking for the perfect gift for the music lover in your life? Coming up, Warner Music is opening up a holiday pop-up in Hollywood with some exclusive merch from nearly 100 artists. Before we head to break, a live look at the Bellagio Conservatory and Botanical Gardens from our Earth Cam. That is quite a shot from Vegas.
are taking a live look at our 7-day forecast. If you enjoyed those 80-degree temperatures today, we do get more of it, plenty of more this week. We're shooting for 83 for the LA and also the inland Orange County area. It's going to be beautiful out there. Now, we are expecting this heat to peak tomorrow, sticking through Wednesday and into our Thursday. After that, we do have a secondary system moving in here, that high pressure going to move on, and it is going to allow for our temperatures to dip down where they are typically at for this time of the year. Now, if you're along the coast, it'll be slightly cooler, but just by a few degrees. We are expecting to have plenty of that sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures for you in the upper 70s. Now, moving into the middle of the week, we'll also see those temperatures on their decline. And by the time we get to this weekend, if you are along the Venice, Santa Monica, Malibu area, prepare for your temperatures to be backing down into the 60s. Either way, enjoy it. Phil.
All right, Shakey's Pizza Parlor is back in Culver City. They're saying it's a fresh new look. The iconic spot is celebrating its grand reopening with a ribbon cutting and a partnership with Starlight Children's Foundation. 25% of opening day proceeds will help hospitalized children. Santa made a festive entrance at Lido Marina Village in Newport Beach this weekend, arriving by electric boat to kick off the holiday season. Families enjoyed meet and greets, live holiday music, face painting, gourmet hot chocolate. The waterfront village is now hosting season-long events, and admission, as always, is free. Warner Music Group setting up a holiday pop-up shop in Hollywood. You'll find it at the W Hotel. That's on Hollywood Boulevard. The shop will sell exclusive merch and music from about 100 artists. Who are they? Fleetwood Mac, My Chemical Romance, Melanie Martinez. It'll be open for the next 2 weekends, and it'll have daily special items. Well, thanks very much for watching LA Live News tonight. We appreciate it. As you know, our 10 p.m. newscast, that's just minutes away on Fox 11. We hope you stay tuned for that.